Gatlin immediately, first of all, I loved his manners. You know, he was raised a lot like I was raised in California, in the country, and all that stuff. And I know people don't perceive California as being ranch country, but it is the majority of it. And so, you know, I liked him. I liked the way he held himself, and I liked his parents, and I know his dad, um, and so that was part of it. But this kid says everything through his eyes. You know, he just has that thing. He's different even now than he was then. He's matured. He has a different voice. He has, and so we got him right during a transitional time that was, I'm sure, very exposing for him. And he was like a walking raw nerve when he did this movie, and you can see it all over his face. I mean, there's not a false moment that that kid plays ever, and I think it makes the movie. We see the movie through his eyes, you know, not Adele's and not Frank's, but it's through Henry's. I think first and foremost, you know, my agent had talked to Jason about me, and you know, we're always looking to work with, you know, directors that we appreciate, and then this thing came up, and it just seems to make sense that Jason would meet somebody, I don't know, with my kind of primitive face, and you know, and so he and I met, and we got along very, very well, and so I just liked him, and then we had the idea of Kate. That was his idea, and then I loved that idea, and she was busy, so we ended up waiting, and I went off to work, and then Jason did young adult, and Kate went and did something else, and we waited a year and a half in order for all the elements to come together to be able to do this. So that was the process, but you know, ultimately it was Jason, Kate, and the book. You know, the book I liked very much. The book was very simple. It was very simply told, and yet you're interactive with it. You know, it's something that you go, well, what would I do in that situation? Would that really happen? How have I felt that way chemically with somebody else? How did that turn out? You know what I mean? And that's always nice to be involved, you know, interactively in a story. You can't, there's never, I mean, at least in my understanding of things, how you ever explain love, I mean, that's basically impossible. You have an idea of how you want or you think your life should unfold, and then, you know, end up, and that always gets challenged, always. So why two people that are in need, or would they have lasted, or were they just desperate for love because they were both isolated, one emotionally and one physically, and all this stuff? That's what's great about a movie like this, is that you're constantly asking yourself these questions. What's the reality of this? Would this ever happen? Of course it would happen. I've seen much stranger happen.